everyone. Welcome to We Are Feel. Welcome to a new episode, episode 9. Thank you so much for interacting with Adulting 101. And so today we have an interesting topic, and I'll let my co host introduce herself as she tells us what we are discussing today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another interactive episode. Today we'll be talking about. Oh, this is Rita, by the way, just in case you forgot. So today we'll be talking about dating and relationships, but we'll be talking about some of the things for us are red flags when you're dating somebody, or when like at the beginning, or if you're already in a full-blown relationship. So just what are the things that if you see you're like phew, you're gone, or it just sets up the few it sets up conversation for leaving that relationship or situationship or entanglement or whatever. So let's start.
Okay, let's do this. This is not very interesting, but let's do it.
Why is it not interesting?
I just feel like it's relationship. I think me and Mantok, I think we are on the same boat. I think I'd want, like them, how people don't like discussing relationships out there. I think we're in the same boat with them.
Oh, but we should go ahead.
Yeah. It's hard, but let's do this.
Okay, so what is a red flag? Like what is your definition of something that would be the ultimate no? Like just the first one that is top of your head that defines this is definitely a red flag, and then we can
So
start on
what is a red flag to me?
what does it mean to you?
I think a red flag is anything that makes you uncomfortable, when that hurts you, that does not bring out exactly who you are, or it doesn't give space to who you are essentially. So I think it just embodies something that embodies you being the best version of yourself, to that kind of anything that limits you becoming the best version of yourself in that kind of relationship. I think because there are a lot of aspects in how you can look at red flags. So I think authentically you as a whole person, if this relationship is not, or there are things in this relationship that are making you not be able to be that person, then I think it would be a red flag in a way,
Yeah.
somehow. Yeah, so that's how I think about it, because I think red flags come in different shapes and forms, and all of it's usually about something that affects you as a person.
Yeah.
And so I think if it affects you being you, and you being who you need to be in that relationship, um, and you being who you need to be is you being a person who's being seen, loved, heard, all those things that are encompassing health, health in a relationship,
Yeah.
then that I think I'd say it's a red flag.
Okay, I'm also aligned because I think red flags can be, yes, something that can hurt you.
Yeah.
It can be something that does not align to your values or what you expect from your partner. And it can also be something that, like your partner exhibits that was not there, like when you guys were dating, or when you guys were starting out. So, like, their true colors, or maybe their personality has changed and it's not the person you fell in love with. So I think all those aspects embody red flags, because it's different. It can be if somebody just comes late for somebody, that's a red flag. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, and then it can be something if somebody cheats, that's a red flag. So it can seem petty, and it can also look big, but either or, if it's a red flag for you, I think it's important to like, it's valid for you, and it's important to listen to your instincts, especially women. They're really good with their instincts. So now that we have,
I think, let me say, I think red flags, because I know the conversation of red flags is something that's always there on social media, and I think that's why I was like, this conversation, because there are a lot of people talking about it. I think red flags essentially would be, I know there are people who say they are standard, but also it would be what you, because it's
Yeah.
what you place meaning to. My red flag might not be a red flag.
Yeah.
My red flag might be green flag to you. And also, sometimes my red flag would seem pink to someone else. Because depending on situations, because also red flags, most times, and how we define red flags and how we identify them is because we have gone through situations, and then you're like, oh, that's a red flag.
Yeah,
When I
like
see
when
this,
you see it in the next
you're
one.
just like, no, that isn't, And sometimes they hinder also us giving people grace because
Yeah.
we have carried like baggage to the next relationship,
Yeah.
and whatever happened in your previous, already that's red. So even if someone does something, it already ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember.
Yeah, you remember. So I think whatever you'd want to define as red flags, I think it's something that should essentially improve how you show up in whatever relationship.
True.
Yeah.
All right, let's start. I think I can start.
Yeah.
I think a red flag for me would be, maybe I would need somebody to voice it out, like to tell me. But a red flag for me would be when I'm constantly defending my partner to my friends or to my family, like defending his actions, like they're not
That
good.
means it's not good actions.
Yeah,
like,
so you're
but he
constantly,
is-
but he is, oh, but he loves me, or maybe he didn't show up for a certain thing that was really important to you, and then you make up excuses, or he was seen somewhere doing some shady stuff, but then you're
Yeah.
like, no,
he was in a business meeting.
he was in a business meeting,
Yeah.
he was working late, all those things.
Yeah.
So that's a red flag. Like if I constantly find that my friends,
Yeah.
like you guys are telling me, why do you always defend him, or like that is a red flag. And I've seen it because a relationship I was in,
Yeah.
Gina was more closer to the individual, and she was the one pointing it out that I am constantly defending him and all those things. So it was
Yeah.
like a wake-up call, more than just because you will never leave a guy or a lady unless you have actually made up your mind, no matter how many people tell you to leave them.
Yeah.
So it came, even though I knew and I was told, it took me just waking up and I was like, okay, this is a lot of bull. This is done,
Yeah.
So that is the reddest flag. Top. If my friends tell me that I'm constantly, my people I trust, not because there are other friends who want your man.
Yeah.
But anyway, those guys who you trust, if they tell you, like, it's very important to listen and to also evaluate, why are you defending him? Like, why doesn't his honor speak for itself? His
Yeah.
values show for
But
themselves.
also, what are you defending him from?
Exactly.
Because if he was seen somewhere, there's evidence, but you're there defending it also, that should say something.
Yeah, and I think it's
it also
important.
depends what you're defending him from. Because, for example, if he's like he's working, or maybe he's travel or something like that, or maybe for example in that family meeting that you're saying and he didn't attend, but it's not because he could not attend it. It makes sense. But when it's
that makes sense.
other fishy things, and then
Like
you're
it's
still
for these
also
fishy
there.
things,
Yeah.
like for, because there's also an aspect of somebody should there's an aspect of people showing up for you. So if he's not showing up for you
yeah,
clearly, and if conversations are only centered around you showing up for him,
yeah, that's another red flag, actually different.
see, so
Yeah.
it's hectic. So that's my number one.
For me, my number one red flag is inconsistency.
Yeah.
I think it just triggers, like, for me, when your words and your actions don't align, that's a red flag for me. And it's because I feel like if you say something, like, I don't force you to say whatever you say or commit to, then why are you not consistent with what you say you're gonna do?
Yeah.
And for me, what that triggers is, for me, what that communicates, it's I cannot trust that you would show up for things I need you to show up for. I cannot trust if you tell me you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it, because I need to go and do it.
Yeah.
Because whatever you say is not consistent with what you do.
True.
It makes me feel like this is not a secure place where I can be free and trust that the other person will show up in this relationship the same way I'd show up. Because
Yeah.
whatever they say
They don't
and
do.
whatever they do, are two different things, right? And also what that teaches you is that you need to trust a person, whoever they say, in terms of more of their action. I know initially you'd be like, oh, let me hear what he has to say, because it's just the beginning and the only thing you have is words. But now you need to start putting words to action. And I know most times us ladies, when someone says, they can say something like, they can say, oh, but what we were saying here, I love you, but I can't.
Yeah.
I love you, but like they first present themselves as a good people. And then the next thing is something different.
Yeah.
And then when they're to match that up, there's nothing to match it up. For me, consistency is a love language. Officially, I've made it a love language. So if you don't show up or you're not consistent, for me, that is just like, you know what? It was nice knowing you. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay, that's a good one. I think the other one for me is when they guilt trip you, like when they make you feel like crap for like shit they've done.
Oh yeah.
That for me it borders on like mental instability. Like when I think about it, I was just like, you're the one who made the mistake. Why are you making me feel like I am the one who made you make the mistake? Like, so a red flag for me would be
like he didn't have a choice. Like you
like he was not himself.
He's not himself.
It was my actions that entered him, and then he just started acting based on what I've done or who I am.
Yeah.
It's so weird. So like when a guy, for example, when a guy cheats, or when a guy does what, maybe he talks to me,
you did not do this,
or maybe you have not been working out, or I know you have not been working out, or you traveled, so I was lonely, what could I have done? Like you would have broken with me before I traveled,
or they would have communicated that they're actually feeling that, and then you see how it worked towards it.
Exactly.
Because I feel like some of these things that when you're explaining them that you are not, the question is, did you communicate that? And did we find a solution to it, that I did not keep up my bargain, some sort, like we came up with a solution. Is it that it didn't work? What happened? You know? But if you're just saying that and you never communicated,
I was lonely. That is just, and I saw a story, I don't remember on whose post, about a lady, the guy is in States and the lady is in the countries in Kenya, and then the guy pulled shenanigans over there. Did the date. And then the lady was excusing his behavior because the guy told her it's her fault because she hadn't, like the visa thing was taking long, I don't know what, and the passport to travel. And I was like, what? So like if he makes you doubt your self-worth, like you need to constantly do something to affirm. It's hectic. So I feel like that kind of space of where he makes you feel like crap for what he has done makes you feel like you're worthless, like doesn't make you, like he's supposed to like uplift you, elevate you, not demean you and all those stuff. So that one is another red flag. If he makes you feel like crap for shit he has done, run.
Even not just his actions, like he just makes you feel like you're not, like you feel like you always need to gain, like to reach a certain level for you to be good for him, like it makes it feel like it's work, like you have to work to be with that person, because this can work for any, it can be for the chick or the guy. If that person makes you feel like you need to work for it,
that's a problem.
Then that's, for me, that's a huge flag. Like you need, but you are not, or or even when you're interacting, they make you feel like you're not as good as maybe the people they interact with, or for example, if maybe like work, you meet someone who is at maybe a higher position stuff, and maybe you're not there. And so when they're speaking, they're like, okay, you'd not probably know that, or you'd probably not know that.
They even demean your intelligence.
Yeah, they make you feel like, okay, am I that not? Am I missing something? What do I need to do? And and it makes you feel like you're not good enough, and start making you feel like, oh, some type of way,
Yeah.
which is not good. No one should make you feel that you're not good enough as a person.
True.
No one should never make you feel like that. And if they want to be with you, they need to accept you at whichever level they find you at.
Yeah.
And with space of growth, because people grow and people change and
Yeah.
people evolve.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So that's a good one. That's a good one. I think it's a huge one.
Yeah.
I'm mostly in our 20s because we're trying to figure ourselves out, and sometimes you're just so messed up, you don't know what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
And so if you get someone who like has his things together, can make you feel like you have no shit gotten together, So I
Even
think
how we are raised, it's not every day to get
Yeah.
your, like, to see your parents together loving each other, seeing a sense of, okay, this is how a man needs to treat me because this is how they treated my mom. It's so difficult because it's not that kind of setup when you're growing up. So
Yeah.
navigating a relationship to kind of figure out this is wrong, this is right for me, hectic.
Yeah, I also think also this goes for men. It's just that it's shown that men go for women,
Yeah.
but they don't. But they also need to work to feel you need to have gained this amount of money. You need to, and if you don't have this, or you don't have a car, or you don't have this, then you're not good enough as a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which essentially should we look at it from a material perspective and give them pressure. If they're not on a certain level, then they're not good enough.
True.
They are not supposed to be, So I think they also face the same
Yeah.
the same thing, maybe from a different perspective. I would assume. Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. For me, the other thing is somebody who looks down on the things you tell him that you want to do.
Hi.
Or you tell someone, I want to do this business.
Oh, me even a friend who does that.
That's a huge red flag. Oh my god, someone who does not support you or even gives you the space to make that mistake.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you do this. Like, just give me the space to just do that mistake. Don't be like, or you laugh. Like you tell me, oh, by the way, I have this idea. I want to do this and this and this and this.
Okay, that's your
Malicious.
laugh.
That's malicious.
Yeah.
That's what could make someone feel like that's so malicious. Yeah, somebody who just demeans.
Sorry.
It only comes once. Somebody who demeans and looks down upon your like dreams or things that you want to work towards. You tell someone, I want to be a manager, and maybe you're still in school.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, you will.
Yeah.
No, that's a red flag. I think you should be the person who supports your growth,
True.
but also who can tell you straight up. If they feel like that's a problem, they'll be like, okay, how do you plan on doing it? Maybe this is how you can do it. But they're inquisitive. They're not sarcastic about it or just demean you because they feel like you can't, in a sense that you can't.
True.
Yeah, so that's a red flag for me.
That is a red flag.
Considering I like doing things, I like testing things, I like trying out things.
Yeah.
I need to feel comfortable enough to tell you what I want to try and do, and not feel like I don't have that kind of support, because that means I'll never talk to you about it ever again.
Which beats
and
why
so
you're
now,
with the person.
why are we together then?
Yeah.
If I cannot just come and express, because that's one of the things that you like in a partner, that you can come, download all those things that you have, crazy and all, and they're supportive. They're able to tell you where you're making the mistakes, which is okay. I think it's very okay, but not be sarcastic and be jokey and just makes you feel like
The ghetto. I think another one for me is when conversations are one-sided.
Oh yeah.
Like if a guy is just okay, I understand the first bit of when you're starting to date, because like for me, when I was starting to date, I didn't like talking about me. I wanted to hear what the other person had to say, like to gauge, kupimia nione kama nitawakatia waingie box. Sasa hii hapa I count. But when the conversations are always about what he's doing or she's doing, and not
when it comes to yours, it's just like
yeah, like it's by the way, or it's never a sit down conversation. Like you make time. You're
To
like, okay,
listen.
babe, tell me about that project, or babe, tell me about your
Yeah.
whatever. Like let me hear what happened. You know, tell me about your day, and then you don't ask me about my day. You don't ask me about
Yeah.
the project I'm working on, or about like just ask me something, like
Yeah.
learn about me, because you know there's this whole thing at when you start to get to know each other. Once you're done and now you're in a relationship, you already know everything.
But
So
you don't.
because
everything
you go
is a
to
new
work, I go
experience.
to work.
Yeah.
Like we have different things we are individually working on that are not tied together. So I feel like when conversations are only centered around him or her
Yeah.
and her growth and everything that is about them,
The-
and it does not include you, like you feel like you are outside looking in,
yeah.
that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I think you will also start losing a sense of the relationship, even yourself, because you're like, when I'm not important.
Yeah.
Like what I'm, even if it's just like if he has or she has a bigger job and yours is you're just starting out and you have something small, even that one is of interest.
Yeah.
Like the person should prod and ask questions.
Yeah.
Like engage your mind, not just mapenzi, lavidavi and all those things. So I think that for me is a red flag. Like if it's just all about you and your growth and your
and
whatever.
yeah.
No.
Me, even for friendships, the same thing. I
Yeah.
remember early this year I had such a friendship. You
Oh
remember?
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, wow. And I was just like, okay, I tried saying like, let's do something
Yeah.
that I wanted to do, and he never showed up for like 2 of the activities. So I'm just like, okay, so you want me to be here and listen to you, but we never talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
It was very one-sided.
Yeah, I don't think we can be friends anymore because I don't feel valued in this relationship. Because if you were really interested in us being friends, then I would have gotten to know you and you get to know me. Because for me,
Yeah.
I was interested. I asked the questions. You never asked me the questions. Also, that's how I gauge whether somebody's interest is still there or not. If they're still asking you questions about yourself,
Yeah.
because then that means they're interested. Mostly in the dating phase, somebody is not asking you like how has your day been, how have you know all those things, how is your job,
And if
what's
he remembers
happening,
things
you know,
you told him about.
such things. For me, that's how I start gauging interests. If somebody is still there or not there, and most times when they stop asking those questions, definitely
It's another wrap.
is a wrap. So before they wrap it up, start wrapping it up for yourself.
And you know, I had, and I think it's true because I've done it, girls leave the relationship
early.
so early before they tell you about it.
Yeah.
Like you've already sat down, you've thought about it, you've even thought about your life after. Like you're
Because
just...
also when you enter the relationship, you see because the other thing, we also struggle getting out of the relationship. Because
Yeah.
you also, when you enter the relationship, you overthink it. Like you've already gotten married and kids and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And today I was listening to an interview where the guy was saying that sometimes actually it's usually harder. The reason why we struggle with leaving relationship, even if we see all these red flags, is because we are so attached to the potential of who this person could be or what we think this could have ended up being, right? So you're just like, but he's a good person because
He could be this.
he could be this. Because also when you envision him, you don't envision him as a killer. No. You envision him as a good man. So even if he's depicting this now, for you in your
Yeah.
future, he is a good man. So you are ready to forgo
Yeah.
because you're seeing a good man somewhere in the future.
So true.
Yeah, so that's what
That
makes
is
us
so
feel like,
true.
oh, but he tells me he loves me and then that is validated by a thought you had about you and his children.
Yeah.
And then
Hey.
you miss what is. And that's why Oprah says, accept the person as you see them. Like,
Yeah.
just don't try and think about 5 years to come. Whoever someone presents themselves to be now
This is who they are.
is who they are.
True.
Is who they are. Don't try and explain it and try and be, yeah. And it's hard. I'm telling you, it's a struggle. I've been going through this and it's a struggle. So
It's hectic.
yeah.
I think it's you.
No, I've said mine.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. It's me.
Yeah, it's you. So I've just talked about
Am I not the one who's saying when they talk about themselves?
Oh,
It's you.
okay. So sorry about that. Then for me, the other red flag would be neglect. When somebody is not catering to your emotional needs, that they're not cognizant. But I think it's very similar to what you're saying. But at times it's more of like they are just like neglecting. They don't care what's happening in your life. They are not, they're not supporting you mentally, emotionally. Ni kama you're in this relationship alone, but with a person.
Yeah, there's you and
Alone
then there's the other one.
with someone. Actually,
yeah.
you're alone with someone. That
Yeah.
is it. Yeah, so that's a huge red flag. Like when someone is just there, the lack of interest. Babe, I'm going here. Sawa, go.
And-
I'm a,
No,
or
they're there, but they are busy.
they're busy with their
stuff.
phones. There's never like,
Yeah.
you can't even be vulnerable with them because maybe that you're either being too childish or something.
Ay,
So it's
kwanza
like
you are a
all those
child.
things.
Kwanza you are overreacting.
Yeah, overreacting or something. Somebody who just does not cater to your emotional, mental, even physical needs.
Yeah.
Somebody who's just like neglecting you, because intimacy is something that we all both want, and something that we need in a relationship. So if somebody is neglecting you,
Yeah.
yeah, you need to start getting going. I know physical you might not
You need to start getting going.
yeah, just get
Pack up.
out. Yeah, just pack up. I know emotional needs is somewhere that emotional neglect happens maybe much more
Than physical.
maybe than physical.
Yeah.
And emotional needs is you having a space to express yourself, and being vulnerable,
Yeah.
and speaking about those things that maybe are not the things that make you the best person, right? And they are able to provide a safe space for you to express those things, and they're ready to accept that.
Yeah.
Where you can also just express how you're feeling, if you're not okay,
Yeah.
if you're okay. And so if somebody's not providing that space for you, and they don't really care,
And they're your partner.
and they're your partner, so that also
Crazy.
just raises an alarm, or
Yeah.
even somebody you're dating and they have like zero interest about how you feel about certain things.
Yeah.
Or you tell them, I'm uncomfortable, then they're like, ay, wait, nini twende,
Yeah. Like they don't even respect your
they
boundaries.
don't respect your boundaries. They're just, so I feel like that's also respecting your boundaries is another red flag. If somebody
Yeah.
does not respect your boundaries, then I think that should tell you
Yeah.
something about them, that even if you communicate something that you're uncomfortable with, they will not respect that.
Which brings in safety.
Yeah.
How safe?
Yeah.
Because if your boundary, let's say there's something sexual you don't want to do,
Yeah.
and they don't respect it, they can actually hurt you.
Yeah, and also the fact that they make you feel afraid to express your boundaries.
Yeah.
Is a problem, because you can't because you feel like if you express this boundary, and if they leave,
Yeah.
and
that's
if
a
they
problem.
and you really like them, but you're just like you're walking on eggshells because you can't fully express yourself, or say, I'm not comfortable with this, or I don't like this, or let's say I don't like this and this, how can we where can we meet in the middle?
Yeah.
If somebody's not ready to have that conversation of, okay, this we can do this, or okay, now this is just off bounds, then that should be something that should
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should elicit a red flag.
yeah
I think my other one is privacy, which I think would be the same thing as boundaries. Like if and this is a touchy one, touchy-feely, because a lot of people have varied views on things like your phone, like your gadgets, or your house, your space. So for me, like there needs to be a level of privacy and individuality.
Yeah.
Like you have your own and I have my own, without us locking heads on you trying to infringe on my privacy.
Yeah.
Because I saw today, whose stories was it? A lady, I think it was Maureen Bandari. A lady had, I don't know. The guy had put CCTV cameras in their bedroom, I don't even know if it's in their bedroom or her bedroom, but kwenye huyo msichana ulala. In that bedroom, the guy had put CCTV. And I was like, what the... You know, that is crazy. It means you can't even... I don't know if it's a kink or... I have no idea why. Because you can't undress freely. You're like, someone is watching. Even if it's your partner surely.
Even if...
You can't even undress freely. You can't move around freely. It's very uncomfortable. So for me, I really value privacy. And yes, like I share my password because it's not a big deal. But I think the aspect of ask me before you take my phone is really important. Like, babe, can I use your phone? Like, tell me you want to use my phone. Don't just start using my things that are more of mine, you know. So I think privacy for me is important because things like those can really cause issues. If you give the password and there's something that comes up that's not aligns with the relationship, that's a problem. If you don't give the password, that's a problem. I think it's good for people to have access, but it's good for you to ask before you take. Like, you can take my phone, yes, but ask me. So that I'm just like, okay, you've respected it and I've given you my phone. You know, it's not an issue of I'm hiding something or anything like that. So I think privacy is very, very important on both sides. Because personally, I'm not a phone. I don't take the other person's phone. Like, for me, it doesn't even... So switched on the other side,
you also expect the same.
I expect you to ask me. I don't expect that you won't because you're not me. But I expect that you ask me because I am consciously, Nicole, like, I won't take your phone and go through it. The same applies. Ask me before you go through it. Either way, bado nitampea simu, but niulize.
Do I have any other control? When somebody is controlling.
I know. So hizo umefika 18 umetoka nyumbani.
Imagine, and I feel like, you know, when you're adults, we are adults.
We are adulting.
We are adulting. We are learning on how to make choices each and every day. But somebody who's just like, oh, you cannot drink that, or you can't wear like that. I had an experience of this. You cannot do this. Oh my God, trauma. Control. Personally, I don't think it can work with somebody who's controlling. It can't, because I feel like I'm an individual. I've been left by my family members to make decisions for myself. Then I'm intentionally bringing someone in my life to now control how I live my life.
Just, like, when you think about it like that's crazy.
That just doesn't make sense, you know. I think everyone in a relationship should have a chance to be able to say yes or no or maybe or, you know, whatever, and people to make their own choices, and you decide whether those are choices that you think you are in agreement with or not, mostly when you're dating or in a relationship, because this is a season where you are determining, is this a person that I would want to spend my rest of my life with, or is it a person that I need to let go, you know? And I know initially we used to enter a relationship with the mindset that this is the one, you know, I've seen, I have arrived, you know. And for me now, it's just
left
like
the streets.
We are dating, so I'm getting to know. Okay, so can I be this? Can I do this? Can we talk? Can we converse? You know, so it's a space that you need to feel comfortable to express and show yourself. And so if this person doesn't feel comfortable with who you are, then I feel it's okay for them to exit. You know, and not start saying, oh, but you need to change, or you need to... If you're not comfortable, then...
Like if you found me posting lingerie photos on my Insta, you found me like that. Don't come and make decisions for me to dress down, cover up.
To make you... To make you feel better about... I don't know.
Like,
I also feel like,
and I also think it's an ego thing.
Like
to massage his or her ego by you doing what they want you to do. That's hectic.
I was listening to there's a time in TMI, Lydia was saying something of when people say that my man is overprotective. And you're saying that's not overprotective. It's not CG being overprotective. That's being controlling. You know, when he says that, oh, you know, my man says that, you know, I need to be in the house by 10. And then the chick was like, okay, you cannot, like, no, the chick was like, no, actually, he's just overprotective.
No.
That's why he says that, I should. I'm just like, I'm going to communicate
Where
that
I am.
Where I am. I'll keep you updated.
And I'll tell you what time
I'll tell
I'm coming.
you what is coming up. If something is happening, if you want to join me. Let's find things, but not like you need to be in the house by 11.
Yeah.
I think you can, or you both agree, okay, when it comes on these days, then let's agree. But not you need to, but for me, I can go
Yeah.
out until
Imagine.
for
Ati,
midnight.
you
Because
need
I've
to
ever
ask
been told
properly.
that for
Hi,
Ati,
who have you been dating?
the person was like,
Oh
according to him, according
Do I know him?
according to him, it would be okay. Like he would want.
my
No,
God.
this was a discussion when I realized that I think there's a control thing. So I just wanted to dig more and understand whether how he thinks about things, right? For me to know whether it's something I want to continue or just end. And he said for him, if it was his lady, you'd expect that when she goes out, she's home by 9. 9 or 10 latest. And then I asked, okay, is this expectation also, do you expect
The
the
other
same
way
of
around.
yourself? It's like, no. It's okay, I think, for me to come at 4 at whatever time.
What?
And I was just like, okay, what? Yeah.
Oh,
That same expression. Yeah, and
I can't.
that's why I knew this cannot work. Because there's no way that we can live like that, man. I'm just from my mother's house. Then I come here, and then I also have a curfew here.
No, I'm just like, he told you
No.
9. I think I didn't hear the other part.
Yeah.
Of
He said
like,
like
of
9.
like him.
Him, yeah.
Him ni.
Anytime. Anytime. Like he can come in anytime. And his thought line was that he just wants me to be safe.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Yeah, for me that was definitely a red flag. Yeah.
Okay, I think my other one is, but that's crazy. That is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
I think a green flag you're here, but we will talk about it. But that's just insane.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. And you can realize these things. That's so like minute.
Yeah.
You can start like, don't take that glass of cocktail. Drink water now.
Imagine.
Or don't eat chapo, just eat proteins. Or
Yeah.
they just start so subtle. Because for me, so I realized that the kind of person he is. It was just like, where are you going with that trouser? Just like, see, I'm going to the shop. You don't need to change. Just like, okay, now this is a problem.
Let's talk about
This
it.
will be a problem. This is going to be a problem.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I just knew it.
Ah, that is just crazy.
Yeah.
I think the other one for me is like when you catch them at something and then they behave like it didn't happen. You know how we usually say if we were to run into mom at a club,
Yeah.
we'd be like, okay, I don't know
Me?
you.
Who is this?
If she says, Leah, Rita, like,
Neta, security. She's disturbing me.
this is are you Leah? Are you Rita? You know,
Who's
that
that?
kind of insanity.
Who's that?
I don't know if it says anything positive about us, but I think because I have seen it. Like I've caught a guy in bed with a chick,
Ooh.
and then
You're telling me I'm in the ghetto.
Hi.
Ghetto is.
hey. Anyway, and then when I ask, because at that point I couldn't ask, but when I ask about it, he's like, no. Imagine.
Oh my God.
That's first of all, that messes up with your brain.
Yeah.
Because you're like, ama niliona zangu, like
Yeah.
maybe I did. That is just psychotic. That's just crazy.
Oh my God.
That for me is the reddest flag I think even kuliko ile. But before nifike kwa hiyo nitakuwa nimeona ile red flag ingine. But that is just insane. I have seen it and I was like, okay, this needs to be written down.
Yeah.
Like when you see he has that, there is evidence. You have seen it with your eyes. You have seen it.
Yeah.
Your body has processed it because you have registered shock.
Yeah.
You have been, you haven't been able to talk. And then this dude or this person tells you, yes, you didn't see the correct thing.
You did not see.
You did not see the correct thing. You were blind. You saw what you wanted
Nothing.
to see. You had rumors and you came and saw what you wanted to see.
You are told rumors, you conceived the thought in your mind,
And
then you
then-
assumed that you saw.
Exactly. Now you want us to break up because of something
That you were told.
in your brain.
Yeah.
You saw.
You saw?
Hi.
Oh, sorry.
That was the ghettoest. That was the ghettoest.
Oh, we are
But
laughing now,
that-
but it was serious then.
That was
Sorry.
a red flag. Like if somebody cannot own up to their
Yeah.
mistake.
Oh, yeah.
If
True.
somebody cannot own up and just say, okay, Rita, I messed
messed up.
and I'm sorry I hurt you.
Yeah.
But somebody just goes and says, you broke up with me and it was your fault. You're the one who broke us up. It was not my fault. Like, dude, you cheated. Ungenileta STI ama STD
Yeah.
or whatever they're called. Crazy. So if somebody does not own up to their mistake, they are constantly defending themselves, making you feel like a crazy person. Like you're the one who is, maybe you're too strict, you're so stringent. You know,
Yeah.
that is a really big flag.
Yeah.
Like you need to preserve your mental health.
Yeah.
First of all.
Because that's challenging your mental health.
Yeah. You're like, okay, so Mbaka, I was like,
You
okay.
nearly went to Madare.
I know. He left and I still was processing it. I was like, am I
I'm not
crazy?
sure.
Or is he crazy? You know, like you start to even doubt what you saw and what you actually start to doubt if it's black
That's
or
so
white.
much trauma.
It's like, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Hi, nimetoka nyumbani with trauma and then I go get me in a relationship and get more trauma. Crazy. But that, for me, that is the craziest red flag. I never thought it would be a red flag.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, if you see he has cheated or he has done something, you leave. But he has done it and then he's saying he has not done it and you've seen it.
You'd think you'd come and say, "Oh, I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sorry.
babe.
You know, okay, I don't know what happened. You
I
know,
was drunk.
You know, I was drunk.
Yeah, there was, I don't know,
At
mchele
least
in my alcohol. Defend yourself with something. Lie. Literally, please just lie. Say something happened. But don't say I'm crazy, that what I saw is not what I saw, that you saw your own things.
And you
When-
saw.
Kai.
At least you'd have said,
Oh,
I know you saw me, but at that time I was so drunk. You know, like something.
Yeah. Then we
By
would argue
yourself.
over you're
Yeah.
not drunk.
Yeah.
You know. But yo.
Oh, sorry.
People out here are crazy.
That,
And it's not Kanairo.
now imagine Canairo.
Aye, Kanairo is worse.
Me, the other one, I think, I would say, this happened so recently. Love bombing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, love bombing is...
That is, I never thought this happens.
Aye.
But I had an encounter. You know, we have so much trauma. Oh my God. Where somebody we just met was just like, no, I love you. Actually, keep me accountable. I'm going to marry.
Wait. Hold up. Back it up. You
Yeah.
met and then on the first interaction.
Yeah, first like 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah. And it was just like,
Inani?
I'll tell you. Yeah, so it was just so funny. I was just like, I used to tell me, I don't know you, so I don't understand how you are saying these things to me. Day two. Do you know we've just met like day 2?
What?
Oh my God. Yeah. And then when you don't validate that. 'cause-
That is crazy.
Yeah, that was just, it was just off. Yeah, so.
Maybe I'm in so much shock. Day 2.
That is a red flag.
Reminder that he will marry you.
I take keep him accountable. Imagine.
some weird.
Oh my
weird,
god,
weird stuff.
I just don't know. So when you see me just being like, you know what? Let's just take a break from all these
Yeah,
things.
let's
There's a
let's
reason.
take a
There's
pause.
just a reason. But yeah, that's a red flag. When somebody is telling you those things, I think one, they will also want to create certain thought line in your head.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so they just want to create a certain story so that you do what they want you to do.
Yeah.
And then when you don't align, it's a clash. And when that clash happens, that's how they go off, because that's what happened. There's a clash. Because for me, I communicate my boundaries early on, so
Yeah.
there's a clash.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just mind blown. Hi.
Yeah, so these things happen, and these things are these are experiences. And
Yeah.
I know in our 20s, most times, usually like just going through life. But I also think we need to be very careful and not ignore some of these red flags.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've learned, and I learned it was a painful lesson, let me say that, is that having feelings for someone is not what makes up a relationship. True. Commitment is what makes that a relationship. And you having feelings for someone, and someone is not putting in the effort, is not showing up in the most healthy way they could.
Yeah.
Because we all have issues that we are sorting out, but trying to show up the best, the best that they can be.
Yeah.
It means nothing even if you have feelings for them.
True.
It means nothing.
Yeah.
So don't try explaining it or understanding it, or just when you see those things, despite how you feel, the best you can do for yourself, the best way you can show up for yourself, the best way you cannot self-betray yourself is by removing yourself in situations that do not serve you, despite how much you feel or how much feelings or you think you have connection. Yeah, it was a hard lesson I've learned.
Yeah, that is hectic.
Yeah.
I think for me, as we wrap up, the one thing I'd tell anybody is listen to your gut, your instinct. You're usually never wrong when you start thinking you need to break up with somebody. It's usually correct. It might take you months, but it's actually so listen to yourself. Like when you're waking up and you're thinking, like you even forget about them for hours, and then you remember, oh, I need to text them, or oh, I need to call them. Like listen to the cues you're giving yourself and your instincts, because you always know you need to break up with somebody. Seriously, like even if they have, like even if you haven't seen proof of something they've done, even if it's not something they've done, like even
if you feel like you just need to get out, I also agree.
You need to listen to your instinct. Like, just leave the relationship. Don't let something occupy your mind. And it's not of benefit. Like, you keep thinking, I need to break up, I need to break up, I need to break up. Like, just get the courage. I did it after months. So it was very difficult. And I really understand the process of, you need to break up. Then, like, preparing your system and yourself, hardening yourself. Like, take your time, but really respect yourself. Respect what your gut is telling you and your instinct, and really save yourself a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of those things.
Because relationships bring us so much trauma, by the way. From when you're young, and we carry all this baggage now to the past people we marry, and then things don't work out in your marriage. It has maybe things that you've carried since since you started dating, and you've just been carrying. You just pass it on, and there's also cycles, that you can find that you date the kind of the same people, which now that also should, like, okay, what's happening here? Always take time to evaluate the relationships you've been in, what you've taken, what you can improve on, because you also come with our own and I think everyone has a red flag.
Hey, I'm thinking I might be a red flag somewhere.
And maybe what we're discussing here, it's a red flag to someone else, and you don't know. And also realize that you first show up for yourself. In these relationships, first show up for yourself. Like, think, would I want to this kind of, like, if I'm giving this amount of love, is this, if it was turned the other way around, how would would you want to receive the same, or I don't know, just put yourself in a position where just think about how you'd want to be loved. What kind of love would you want to have from the other person.
Yeah.
Also, how are you preparing yourself to be a better person? And sometimes you just need to show up for yourself and trust yourself, even if something doesn't go wrong, because these things don't have any assurity. You only have yourself to kind of know whether this is it for me or it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's just for yourself. Yeah.
I think
So
that's very
just show up for yourself. If you see something that's not aligning with you,
I think
and
that's
I know
true.
it can be difficult, but
Yeah, especially if you're
sometimes we
struggling
just,
with self-worth and self, like loving yourself. I think then look at the people you love.
yeah.
How if it's difficult for you to love yourself and be like to know what you deserve, if that's still a journey you're on,
Yeah.
then if it's a relationship, look at how you are loving your little brother, your little sister.
Yeah.
Look at the sacrifices you're
You
making.
deserve
That's the kind
same
of love you
life.
deserve.
Yeah.
So I think it's hectic, but you need to put in the work for you.
But as you've heard, we have also had our own share of troubles.
Ha! We have
So
seen
you're not
some things.
alone. So please share with us your experiences.
Yeah.
What have been the red flags that you have noted in your previous relationship? What has been your experience been? What has that one thing that told you now it's time? You know what? It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I'm out the door. This is non-negotiation.
Yeah.
And I think things like somebody beating you, emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse should not something that we need to stay in. We do not advocate for
Yeah.
it in any form or way. Anything that is abuse, no, it's a straight up
No conversation.
no
out the
conversation
door.
about it.
Yeah.
And I believe we all have the courage to be there and show up for ourselves.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun. I learned
Yeah.
some new things. I learned some ghetto shit that happened to some people. So that was very enlightening. So thank you guys for keeping up. Please follow us on Instagram at We Are Feel. We have so much content that we put out during the week that you can leverage based on the episode that we have during that week. And we will see you on the next episode.
And we share some great content. So make sure you reshare, you repost.
Yeah.
We'll really appreciate.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.